Hi, everybody. Foil. That's the answer. Okay. So now what we're going to do, student number 20 who got picked. Hey, let's take you okay over here with that big sigh. Okay, you all right? All right, just making sure. All right. So where does 1 plus I 3 end up being graphed? Where does that go? Where do we put that? Quadrant 1. Hey, what's the real part? What's this side? 1. What's this? Root 3. And then what's this? 2. Okay, so let's put that in trig form. 2, let's not do cis. 2 cosine, what's that angle measure? 60. Good. Plus, yeah? What sine 60? I sine 60. This is what we did yesterday. And then let's take this one, student number. Oh, they love it when I do this. 11. Hey, that's you right in the front. No, it isn't. That's you in the back. All right. What's this one? This one's a little tricky. All right. What quadrant we in, by the way? People don't do that sometimes. They screw up. 2. All right. This one's a little weird. Do you know what this side is? If you know what that side is, then you know what kind of triangle this is. It is 4 because this isn't disguised. What's the reference angle? It is. It's a 30 with the multiples of 2 on the sides that you're used to. So, I should put this in brackets because you know what we're going to do? Instead of doing this, we're going to do it like this, and you're going to like it. All right, so what's the R value? You actually found it. 4? And then what does that angle measure? This one, actually. So, 4... Okay, but then what do I write next? Yep. Cosine 150. Plus I sine 150. And then instead of doing this, which is kind of hard, we're going to actually FOIL this. Doesn't that seem easy? Oh, it's not. But actually, we're going to show something. This is going to be great. So what do you think I should multiply first, though? Let's use the commutative rule. Who should I really just take care of first? Yeah? No, I don't want to distribute. What do you think I could do because of commutativity? Yes? 2 and the 4. Let's get those 2 and 4s multiplied together and put an 8 here. Actually, you know what? I'm going to need some room. So I'm going to put this 8 over here. And then I'll put a bracket there. I don't know why. And then let's ignore that 4 is there anymore. And FOIL. I'm not going to bother anyone. You know what? I can't do anything to combine those. So I just have to write that as cosine 60. Doesn't it seem easier than the first way? Cosine 150. Yeah? Doesn't it? And then this is, anyone? Plus nothing? There is a class in here, by the way. I cosine 60, sine 150. Teacher-led instruction. Illegal. Turn me in. I am sweating. I hope I'm okay. I don't know why. Is the temperature in here fine? Then I think I have a problem. All right. What's I times I? What's I squared? -1. So let's just put a negative there. Right. And then sine 60, sine 150. Run out of room. Sine 60, sine 150. Easy so far, isn't it? Looks a lot better than the first way we did this, right? Wrong. We're actually extrapolating, though. Hey, why don't I put these two together? Why? Because they don't have what in them. They don't have a what in them. An I. And then, let me finish that. Let's put these two together because they have a what? An I. And then I is a common factor, isn't it? So couldn't I write that as I factor that bad boy or girl out? And then I ran out of room for the bracket. And then let's talk. They're fighting. All right, what is it? Huh? It's the what? So this is the cosine 60 plus 150 rule. Thought I heard something. Plus, and then does anyone recognize something about this? What is that? That's the sine rule for 60 plus 150, isn't it? And then R is out here. So this is the same as 8 times the cosine of 210 plus I sine 210. So was this easier? No, but you know what we just did? We're going to extrapolate something here. Okay, so I'm zooming back so I can see. Oh no, I got it right there. Okay, so I did this a little different the other hour. You could zoom in a little bit. So look at this, and let's make an extrapolation of how these can go real fast. 1 plus I root 3 is 2. Let's put it in cis form. Cis 60, right? And then negative 2 root 3 plus 2i is 4. I scratched it out. Cis 150. And then when we multiplied that out the long way, we got negative 4 root 3 minus 4i. Let's prove something before we look at that answer. Negative 4 root 3 minus 4. Wouldn't you agree that's in quadrant 3? Right? And wouldn't you agree that this is negative 4 root 3? This is negative 4. And then what would this be? 8. Right? And what's this angle measure right here? Which makes it a what? 210. So this is 8 cis 210. Now let's extrapolate. No, nothing? 2 times 4. Let's go a little faster on this one. So don't you see the value of this? You could have two I numbers, A plus BI numbers. If you put them in a trigonometric form, you could use this, what would he call this? Theorem, I guess, that we just extrapolated with one specific example. All right, where if you have R cis theta times R cis theta, multiply the R's, cis sum of the angles. Extrapolations, they are fun. All right. Little side talk. All right. Let's do another extrapolation. This one will be less painful. Doesn't this thing? Don't you hate these? What do you have to do with this? What do you have to do with this? What do you have to do to simplify this? Okay, so you have to multiply by what's called the what? Not reciprocal, it's conjugate. Got it. It's a conjugate of the denominator. Don't fret about the denominator. That's easy. What's this times this? Times, which is 12. And then what's this times this? Because that's the whole point of the conjugate. The middle term falls out. What's negative 4i squared? Plus 4. The top is a pain. Not too much, though. Again, this is for extrapolation purposes. Isn't that negative 6i? Yes, Mr. Thamulith. And then what's this one? Root 3, right? Plus 2 root 3. Am I going too fast? Stop me if you need me to. All right, but those cancel. And then this is negative 8i, right? Over 16, which is negative 1/2 I or negative I. Probably better for what we're going to do with this. Leave it as negative 1/2 I. All right, you ready? Now, we're not going to do what we did in the last one because it doesn't really apply. What we're going to do is what I did at the end anyway. We're going to actually make some extrapolation. Hey, didn't we already do these two? I just realized those are the same two I numbers, right? So what did we say 1 plus I root 3 was equal to? It was equal to 2 cis what? 60. What did we say negative 2 root 3 plus 2i was? 4 cis what? 150. Now here's the kick in the groin. We got to do something a little different on this to make our extrapolation. First of all, what is this in cis form? All right. Well, where is what? Okay, I can't. It's 0 minus a half, right? So where's 0 comma minus a half go? Up, down, right, left. Up, down, right, left. Down. By the way, what's R? 1/2, right? And then sis. What's this angle measure? It is 270, but I got to do something different for what the property actually is. What's this angle? -90. So you may not like that because yesterday you had to keep everything between 0 and 360. But now we can make our extrapolation. What do we do? Divide. What do we do? Subtract. Isn't that cool? All right, so instead of doing this rigmarole anymore, we could actually change them into sis numbers and then do this simple property, or theorem, if you will. Awesome. I love it. I enjoy it. Boom. Let's see if you're paying attention. Write each product in rectangular form. What we want to do is get this cleaned up right now. So what do you start with? 8 and 5 is what? 40? Sis. No, let's do cosine, because we got to get this ready for rectangular form, which means we have to know what these are, then actually evaluate them. So cosine and sine of who? What angle measure? Oh, no. Oh, no. I don't know where you got that from. 420. There we go. You add those. Very simple. Now, what is 420 the same as? Student number 15. Oh, that's 300 plus 120. That doesn't quite work. You get a 360 out of there. So 360 plus what is 420? You okay? Me too. What'd you say? Oh, no. 60. Okay. Gosh, in this classroom. I got Dogzilla yesterday on 3D. I love that movie. I got it for $3. Dogzilla? No, it's no. Well, I just can't say. All right. What's the cosine of 60? What's the cosine of 60? 1/2. And then what's the sine of 60? √3/2. Actually, it's true. I got 3 3D movies for $10 yesterday. Cha-ching. Boom. Go fast. Sis, I never saw that. All right. And you get 2. Sis. Now, I'm going to do it cosine. Cosine of what? 570. Do you know what 570 is? An angle. 210. What's the cosine of 210? Yeah, I'm asking it fast. 30 in quadrant 3. Boom. Oh, -√3/2. Now what's the sine of 210? And then times 2. So -√3 minus I. I think that's easier than foiling if they were in A plus BI form. Yeah. Race, set, go! What do I write first? So what do you do with these two, ma'am? Divide. So you get what? You kicked me. 12. And then sis, I'm going to write it as cosine, though, because I want to be able to distribute. Cosine of what? What do I do with the angle measures? Huh? No. What do I do with these two angle measures? Subtract. 120. Now I'm going to write it like this so I can do the next part. Bless you. That's okay. Doesn't mean anything. Just means good fortunes in life with nothing watching you or anything. All right. What's the cosine of 120? That's a No, that's a 60 in quadrant 2. -1/2. Isn't it fun? Plus, what's sine of 120 then? Oh, what are you doing? Are you saying stuff? Well, don't look at her either. You're probably freaking her out. All right. Now that, no one can say that's worse than actually a plus bi form over a plus bi and then rationalizing. Don't look at me that way. Okay. Right, so we're kind of getting bored with these. And I don't really think I have to do too many more. Let me just reference what else was there. Well, I do have to do one of these. I think the other hour I picked one. So I picked this one. All right. And I think you might agree that this is somewhat valuable. You're better off writing this in SIS form and then using the formula. By the way, this is 0 plus 2i. You might be able to figure this out fast. What's R? 2. I just spit. Sorry. It didn't land on you, though. It landed there. SIS, what is the angle measure? That's 0, comma 2. And it's 90. So you might be able to do that real fast. If you don't, then you have to graph it. 0, comma 2. What's this angle measure? And then that's where those people got that without having to graph. And what about this one? You know, you might just to get your things organized here, it's -1, comma -√3. That should be it. It's over. So what's the R, though? This is what I'm worried about. Remember in the unit circle, when R is 1, then, you know, the triangle looks like this. When R was 1 and this was 30 degrees, this wasn't 1. This was 1 divided by 2. And this is √3 divided by 2. Then we could say this coordinate, √3 over 2, comma 1/2, is in the form cosine, comma sine. All right, so I'm worried about you guys getting the proper R values from those. Be careful. All right, but what's the angle measure? 2 says what? 240. So all kidding aside that this is easy, it is, but there are chances and opportunities for mistakes. What's 2 divided by 2? 1. Sis what? -150. And then all we have to know is what's the cosine of -150 and what's the sine of -150. And then we'll just multiply by 1, so it doesn't really change anything. It's cosine of -150. -√3 over 2 because it's in quadrant 3 and it's a 30. All right, so it's -1, -√3, 2 if you have to, plus I sine of -150, -1/2 I. Boom shakalaka. And then I didn't even do this in the other hour, but you know, then they could be calculator questions. But you can at least set it up first, you know, before you go to the calculator. 4 times 7, 28. SIS. Then all you have to do is do what with these angle measures? Add them, and then all you have to do is type on your calculator, you know, and then distribute that 28, and then see what you get as an ugly decimal. You can do that. That's not something I need to cover. And then 30 divided by 10 is 3. SIS. Is that 109? And then you go to the calculator and do cosine of 109 and multiply it by 3. Plus I do the sine of 109 and multiply it by 3. It's over.